I'm standing here where Martha Wayne lost her pearls.
There's a blood stain on the
And
sidewalk.
She also died. I have found right here, Mitch, a pearl from said necklace.
Brucey.
Welcome back, everyone, to this episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast.
Welcome. What do we got today, Aaron?
A lot of different stuff that are seemingly not connected at all, but the only that they have that are connected is that they're moderately interesting. We're coming at you live right now from our parents' basement.
Live.
From
We're
the
live.
basement. We're live. We did it again.
Tell them about the new segment before we hit the theme song.
We've got a brand new segment called
Go
Cluck Yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll explain that right after the theme song. Play the theme song. We did it.
Did it.
Nailed it. Loey Simos. All right.
Well done.
Mitch.
Yeah.
This is a brand new segment. Again.
Another new segment.
Another new segment.
Yep.
Go Cluck Yourself.
Go Cluck Yourself.
And this was one where we kind of talked about it, kind of jokingly.
Mm-hmm.
But as we joked about it, we were talking about how everybody has got a new chicken sandwich now.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. You got Popeyes, you got Chick-fil-A. Those are the two titans. McDonald's has got a chicken sandwich now. KFC has a chicken sandwich. Burger King just announced a chicken sandwich.
Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
They have a chicken sandwich now.
Sonic. Did you say Sonic?
We didn't say Sonic yet.
Sonic has one.
He's my favorite hedgehog.
He does, yeah. He is.
And
he is your favorite hedgehog.
Go Cluck Yourself.
Go Cluck Yourself.
Everybody's got a sandwich. Everybody.
Yep.
Like you said. I mean, even Sonic has one now. Even
Waiting
Burger
for Taco Bell to come out with theirs. But
Get on it, Taco Bell. You're very late to the party at this point.
They do have the naked chicken chalupa. I saw an ad for that.
Well, you got my attention with naked.
Yep.
So we thought what we should do for our brand new segment of Go Cluck Yourself, we should just try all these different chicken sandwiches and rate them.
Yeah, we're gonna eat them
right now. So we're gonna start off right now. We both got a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich.
This is me opening.
You hear that? That's a Chick-fil-A sandwich. All right.
Hey, Aaron, you want to hear my secret? Oh, I want to tell everyone this. It might not be a secret, but it's cool. So when you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, you pull the sandwich out of the bag, take the patty off the buns, throw the patty back in the bag, and then you just squeeze a bunch of sauce into the bag, and then you shake it.
Okay.
And it comes out as a tossed chicken patty, and then you throw it onto the back onto the buns. Okay. That way you've got evenly dispersed sauce.
Is that what you're going to do right now?
No, I'm not. Okay. Because this is new for me. I have not had the spicy chicken sandwich, so I need to saturate my patty with sauce.
We both got spicy chicken sandwiches. I got mine with no pickles. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in pickles.
They do exist, but
that's a lie.
Doesn't matter if you don't believe they still exist.
Okay. I will
have proof right here.
There is a slight sogginess on my bun.
No pickles.
Still no pickles.
Oh, that guy's a dick.
And there's the pickles from last time. And there's my car keys.
None of that will be happening today.
All right. Shall we take our first bite right now?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm doing this with no sauce, by the way.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right. First bite done.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mild spiciness on mine. What about you?
Yeah, it's mild.
Yeah, it's not super spicy.
We have categories of which we're going to rank the sandwich.
You want to go over the categories real quick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another bite.
Let me get that pulled up here. We have 5 categories, each worth 5 points.
Okay.
The first one is the bun, and you can give it a 1 through 5.
Okay.
5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest on all these. Bun, spice, the cluck, or the chicken, toppings, and sauce if it's relevant. I am going to put sauce on mine.
Okay.
Well, just on each bite. I'm the kind that I squeeze a little bit of the sauce right onto the sandwich right before I take a bite.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not disappointed.
So we got bun, spicy, cluck, sauce.
What do you rank the Chick-fil-A bun?
I think the Chick-fil-A bun is probably the lowest part of this.
Yeah.
It's usually by the time I get it, it's soggy. This one's not super soggy, but it is a little soggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not toasted.
Not at all.
I think that's a big problem. It should be toasting these buns.
Right. I give it a 2.
That's what I was leaning. I'm gonna give a bun. I got my notepad up right now. I'm giving the bun a 2.
Let's go ahead and rank these. I'm gonna write them down on my notepad here. So we'll do spice.
Now the first bite of the spice I thought was a little disappointing, but the more you bite into it, I think the spice is there each bite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually have something to say about the spice here. The cluck, it's Chick-fil-A. It's kind of the golden standard, or is it?
I think it's the average of like what you should compare everything to.
Yeah.
And if you want to be taken seriously, you should be above a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and if you're not above a Chick-fil-A sandwich, then you're not be taken too seriously. Is kind of where I'm leaning right now.
Yeah. All right. I've got my total.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you got? The spice.
Spice. I'm going to give. I think I'm going to give it a 3. It's there. It's not overwhelming. It's not too mild. It's definitely a spicy chicken sandwich. It's just not a very spicy chicken sandwich or anything like that.
Right. I give it a 4 for spice.
Okay.
And the reason why is because for me, it's like you said, that first bite was kind of like, but as you eat it, it's like the right amount of spice that complements the flavor. It doesn't take away the flavor. I'm not sweating, so that's good. Meat sweats. And it makes me want, it like keeps my mouth burning, and I like want to keep eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had the purple bag of Doritos? The sweet chili?
I do not eat Doritos.
Okay. Well, the purple bag.
I'm aware
you're anti-Dorito.
I'm not. I mean, I won't go as far as saying I'm anti-Dorito. I just I've never met a Dorito bag that I've enjoyed. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, that's fair. Well, the purple bag of Doritos is the spicy sweet chili or something like that. It's probably my favorite one, and it's got that same spice where you just like want to keep eating them because it's just enough to keep you coming back for more. So I give it a 4. The cluck. What do you say for the cluck?
I will give the cluck itself. I'll give the cluck a 4. It's got a good texture. It tastes good.
It's consistent.
It's consistent. If for some reason I only had to eat the chicken patty by itself, I would be okay with that.
Right. That's a good point. And Chick-fil-A, I don't think anything has changed from Chick-fil-A since I was introduced to their nuggets back in who knows when in the mall food court. Okay. So I give it a 4 as well. It's not perfect. I don't know what when I bite into that perfect 5 chicken patty, I'll know.
You'll know.
I will know.
Okay.
All right, we got 2 more toppings.
Well,
you don't really have any.
I don't really have any. So, but if you get the deluxe chicken sandwich or the deluxe spicy chicken sandwich, even though we didn't get that. Maybe we should have gotten that, but you get the lettuce, cheese, tomato, and that's all. It all goes well together. I've had it before. I know what it is.
It's an American sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have the old pickles and satisfied. I put a 3 because, to your point, you could always have more toppings.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will put a 3 as well for the toppings.
The pickles don't really they're there, and I like the taste of them, but it's not what makes a sandwich for me.
Right.
If they accidentally didn't put pickles and I didn't look, I probably wouldn't notice.
Sure. And finally,
the sauce.
The sauce. Now, we're both going off of Chick-fil-A sauce right now, I believe, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, what did you get?
My go-to sauce is the honey roasted barbecue.
Okay.
Which I think is like the Chick-fil-A sauce with a little bit of barbecue sauce in it or something.
Interesting.
It's yellow just like the Chick-fil-A sauce is, but it's like a little bit tangier.
Uh-huh.
And I give the honey roasted barbecue sauce a 4.
All right, I'm going to give the Chick-fil-A sauce just a 5.
It's iconic.
Yeah, it's really good. Usually, like what I'm doing right now, is I dip the fries in the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yep.
Now, I want to propose we make a 6th category right now.
Okay.
And that category is sides.
Sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, fries or whatever you get. And I think that can also include drinks if you're cool with that.
Yep. That is fine with me. I have the classic waffle fry in a lemonade.
So, me too. I got the waffle fries and the lemonade. So, lemonade, super good.
I always get mine with no ice.
Yeah. I like ice in my lemonade, though. It's a southern thing.
I like putting my own ice in lemonade, but I don't like someone else putting an entire cup full of ice in my lemonade and then getting no lemonade.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I do like the lemonade a lot. But Chick-fil-A fries are, in my opinion, atrocious. They are real bad.
Yeah.
They are real bad. They come out soggy. They need to be left in there for like another 30 seconds.
Right. Or just make me some fresh ones.
Yeah, like right now, I'm like kind of debating if I even want to eat the fries anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like too much time has passed now. They're not great. Yeah. So I'm gonna give the sides. Should we split it up again? Should we do sides as one and drinks as another?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Because all the lemonade does is raise up the fries score.
Yeah, that's totally fair. So
what's the fries for you?
I'm gonna give the sides a 1.
Okay.
They're real bad. I can't deny it.
I'm gonna go with a 2 because I have had worse.
Man, I can't believe it. I'm like honestly, if you told me like what's the worst fry, it's pretty hard for me to say like there's a worse fry out there than this.
In-N-Out.
I think you're wrong. In-N-Out doesn't have great fries, but I would take In-N-Out fries over this.
All right.
But
that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I would take Chick-fil-A fries over In-N-Out fries.
I get you.
I would take frozen crinkle fries over In-N-Out fries.
So I'm
like frozen, not even cooked.
Yeah. What are you gonna give you give them a 2. For drinks.
Lemonade's a 5.
I'm gonna give the lemonade a 4.
Yep, so it's out of 35. And I have 27. This is like the overall experience.
I gave it a 22.
Nice. Aaron gives a 22. I got a 27. Chick-fil-A, you're like a solid, let's see what the percentage is there. For me, it's a solid C+.
Ooh, wow. Chick-fil-A got to 62.
Maybe like a B-. But if I take away the sides and drink, yeah, it's only a 68%.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying that the sides really hurt it. And I think part of the reason why we didn't include this originally was because we're like, well, we want to focus on the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But if you're going to Chick-fil-A, you're probably getting a combo. Let's be real. If you're going anywhere, you're probably getting a combo. I mean, not always, but probably. And this is where your money's going.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right.
22, I think I said, for Chick-fil-A.
22.
That's what I gave it. You gave it a
27.
27.
Yep. Not bad.
So, this is the standard by which all else will be measured, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chick-fil-A is the standard. It's the original. So anything we do after this, we have to compare it to Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. We'll just compare it to itself. I
think next week, for the next episode, we've got to do Popeyes.
Popeyes it is.
Because that's I feel like that's the other hard hitter when it comes to the chicken sandwich war.
Yeah.
So, Chick-fil-A, you have been evaluated, and fix your sides. That's where we're gonna end this on.
Yeah, fix your sides.
Fix your fries.
Keep your fries in the fryer a little bit longer.
Keep them in something like that. I mean, maybe don't do crisscross fries. Maybe that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Maybe do regular fries.
I did have crisscross fries once from like a little deli, and they dipped them in batter first, and then they fried them.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it was really good. It was like a cornmeal batter, like a corn dog.
That's good. Yeah.
It was so good.
That sounds really good.
They were crispy. Mm-hmm. Those are the best ones. Best waffle fries I've ever had.
Yeah. And also, Chick-fil-A, put a little more salt on them, I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's no salt on these things.
There isn't. You have to dunk them in the sauce to get any flavor out of them.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
I think my sauce to fry ratio is like 3-to-1.
Oh,
sauce to fry, not fry to sauce.
It's a lot, yeah. And I need a lot too whenever I get the chicken nuggets because I'm like, well, I'm getting fries and chicken nuggets. I need a lot of sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And speaking of sauce, they had their stupid sauce shortage.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who are not aware, Chick-fil-A is currently experiencing a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage. And I don't want to get into politics, but all I want to say is it's clearly all Angela Merkel's fault.
Yeah, stupid person.
So if you guys want to tweet at Angela Merkel, tell her to end the Chick-fil-A sauce shortage. That would be great.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, she's to blame.
Yeah, we're on to you, Angela.
That's disgusting.
Why would you do that? Why would you cause a sauce shortage? Sauce shortage is kind of hard to say.
It is, yeah. When I first tried to say it 30 seconds ago, yeah. Say that 10 times fast, listeners. Well, that was a good experience, Aaron.
That was our first time of Go Cluck Yourself. So
yeah, we definitely clucked ourselves.
I think we clucked ourselves pretty good.
Do you feel satisfied?
No.
Okay.
I'm never satisfied.
Thanks for joining us on Go Cluck Yourself.
Yeah. This has been the first episode of Go Cluck Yourself. Anything you want to say, Mitch, to Chick-fil-A before we close the door on them?
Your service is awesome.
You have great service. We can't deny that.
God bless.
And fix your sides and fix your buns.
And figure out the sauce thing.
I mean, it's Angela Merkel's fault, not them. So
yeah, but I mean, they are kind of to blame. They put her in charge of the sauces or something.
Okay. Well, it's what happens.
It's her fault. It's her fault. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can fix the bun. I do have one thing to say really quickly for the listeners. I did purchase some Chick-fil-A sauce. I have a pint, which is about half full now. So if you are experiencing negative feelings and also setbacks due to the Chick-fil-A sauce shortage, you can reach out to us at the moderately interesting podcast at gmail.com, and I will send you a little a couple ounces maybe a little Ziploc bag full of
and DM us for details on pricing. Yeah,
exactly,
because it's market price.
Yeah,
so
one gram
it
might
fluctuates.
Cost, yeah, it's gonna fluctuate.
Yeah,
we're out of the Dogecoin business and we're into the Chick-fil-A sauce business.
Yeah, well, I'm actually still throwing all my Chick-fil-A money that I'm selling the sauce for into Dogecoin.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like feeding each other. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't get high off your own product. Remember that, kids.
Right. Unless you go to the moon.
Okay.
That's as high as you can go.
All
right, cool.
All right, cool. Let's move on.
All right. What do we got next?
Mitch, it's your time.
Mitch's Minute.
It's Mitch's Minute.
This Mitch's Minute is going to be, depending on your opinion of this topic.
Well, yeah, this might be an unpopular opinion.
It might also be an unpopular opinion.
So we're doing 2 in 1 right here. That's how efficient we are.
Yeah, so this is Mitch's Unpopular Opinion Minute. So I get it to myself, and it might be unpopular to some people.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this because you talked about this last week.
Yeah.
And while we both agreed that Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was the best Harry Potter movie, we slightly disagree on this, and I'm very interested to hear your points.
Yeah.
So your minute starts, or I get not your minute, but start the clock now.
All right. So I do not like the 6th Harry Potter movie, but I do love the 6th Harry Potter book.
It's one of the best.
In fact, it's my favorite. I think it might be tied with the Goblet of Fire.
Those are both really good.
For the books. But the movie lacked in many places, and I left the theater slightly offended.
Okay.
Slightly offended.
Okay.
And there are 3 main reasons why.
Okay.
So now you ask me why.
What are the 3 main reasons, Mitch?
Okay, I'll tell you those 3 reasons right now.
Okay.
So the first thing was the stupid fire at the Burrow.
Yes.
Dumbest thing that they could have ever done with that movie. There was no point to it. It added nothing to the movie. It just took more time than they needed, and it had nothing to do with the overall storyline. Nothing. It was a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying.
It also was not in the book, which is another thing that usually bothers me. Sometimes they can get away with things that aren't in the book that, don't, just kind of like filler scenes or whatever, cinematography, art or whatever. That was not one. That just didn't pass. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Stupid.
Number 2.
All right. So number 2, these are all, none of these are ranked higher than the other. They're all just as bad as each other.
They're all just, yeah.
Yeah. So number 2 is the battle at the very end. There was no battle.
Right. Yes.
In the book,
there is no battle of Hogwarts.
In the book, there is like a mini battle of Hogwarts. Not the one you see in the 7th book, but the one. It's like a battle leading to that.
Right.
Because Draco Malfoy brings in his Death Eaters. They come in. Harry has given his friends the lucky potion, the Felix Felicis, and to protect them. In the movie, he drinks it all, by the way. It's another small detail that I picked up on. And then he goes to the cave with Dumbledore. They come back, blah, blah, blah. Spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies. And then all hell breaks loose, and they, like, all the teachers are out, a bunch of the students are out, and they're all fighting each other. And, like, Bill Weasley gets bitten by Fenrir Greyback, and, all this stuff happens that kind of leads into the 7th book. Small details, but it was very action-packed, very dramatic. A lot of, like, Dumbledore just died. Everyone's out there going crazy. Harry and Snape are fighting.
You dare use my spells against me.
Yeah, and that did work. That part was in the movie.
Yeah.
But the battle sequence itself was not there.
Right.
It was literally, like, in the movie, why would you even bring the Death Eaters into Hogwarts? Why? That was the whole point, was to kind of fight their way out of Hogwarts, kind of take over. And so just that's number 2. No battle, no action, didn't stay true to the book.
Okay.
And part of that too was Bellatrix is in the Great Hall, literally just breaking windows,
Yes, that's true.
and no one's stopping her. She's just standing on top of a table, just like talking to herself and shooting spells at the windows and breaking them.
Yes,
Stupid.
I
All
would do
right.
that though.
Yeah, I would.
If I was a wizard, I'd be like, you can't stop me.
Right.
So, anyways,
But
number.
this is why the movie sucks.
Okay.
Because in the book that doesn't happen, and there's a big battle and fights and duels and all the cool stuff that makes Harry Potter special.
Number 3.
Number 3, this is the big one. There is like no detail at all about the Horcruxes,
Mm-hmm.
about Voldemort's past,
Mm-hmm.
about anything that leads into the 7th movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just
Yeah.
going off the movies, I don't know how you could watch the 6th one and even have an idea about what's happening in the 7th one.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest mistake in the movie is we only get like 2 pensive scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas
And they're like very small pensive scenes too.
yeah.
They're like, it just shows the first one shows Dumbledore basically going to the orphanage and showing off his magic to little Voldemort, and he's like, can you do magic? And they have a little weird conversation, and then he leaves. And then the next pensive scene is the one that's like altered with his conversation with Slughorn. But you don't get any of the Gaunt, like the
you don't get
Marvolo Gaunt.
Yeah, you don't get that.
The ring.
You don't get the ring. The one
you don't
that
get the goblet.
The one that I really wanted to see, and they obviously cut out but is the one where he tries to apply to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yeah, that was one that I really wanted to see.
Yeah, I wanted to see that too because it's like he's not quite Voldemort yet, but he's like
he's in those like, creepy
he's like transforming still, like he's not fully transformed to Voldemort. Yeah.
Did that in the book? Did that part give you the willies?
It's very memorable. Like I don't know if it gave me the willies or not, but like I still remember that scene.
I just remember being creeped out. Like, just the image of him in my head was so creepy.
I will say the graveyard scene in Goblet of Fire, like
that was the scariest one.
That gave me like I remember like having a hard time sleeping.
Yeah, Goblet of Fire is definitely like could be a horror movie.
Yeah, if
they do it right.
Yeah.
Same with Half-Blood Prince. Could be a horror movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in it. All of Voldemort's past could be a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
You get all this stuff from like his mother. You get all the reveals of the potential Horcruxes. Like that's how they know about the goblet.
Yeah. In the 4th movie, we don't get the Riddle murders, do we? It's been a while since I've seen these movies. We don't get that.
No.
Which is like a bummer, because imagine if that's how the movie started.
Well, no, the 4th one doesn't start with the Riddle murders. The Riddle murders actually come up in the 6th book, in the pensive.
Do they? We see him murdering his dad.
Yep.
And interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the 4th book starts, and the movie is actually pretty accurate with the book on the Goblet of Fire. It starts with the caretaker of the Riddle's house and Voldemort and Wormtail and Barty Crouch Jr. have kind of taken I don't know, one of the rooms upstairs, and he sees the light on.
Yeah, we do see the murder of Frank, right?
Yeah, Frank. Yeah. You don't really get any backstory to Tom Riddle in his past until the 6th book. But that's when you get his parents, like, because he kills his dad and his like half brother and whatever.
Yeah, I was getting different things mixed up now. You know what would be cool though?
Yeah.
Is if like that's how the 4th movie started, was like, or like maybe even the 5th one after Voldemort comes back and it starts with the murder of the Riddles, and it's like and it's like, you know, like 50 years, I mean, like 50 years ago or whatever, and then like we see like, you know, like the Riddles get murdered, and then we get like Harry Potter, like we zoom out before like we see them like die, and then it's like Harry Potter and whatever, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Like that'd be like
cool.
a really cool way to start it.
That's something that I think they could have done better in the movies, is just given Voldemort in general some more backstory.
Yeah, I think the problem too though is that like the movies were coming out before the series was finished. So like I don't think they really knew.
Yeah.
So like that I think that was a problem for them, that like they actually did a really good job of not making it a bigger problem unlike other shows.
I think they had. I think by the time the sixth movie came out,
by the time the sixth movie came out, they were done.
Finished.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive about that. But yeah, it's just something where it's like they like even by like the fifth book, they probably didn't know like, oh, we really need to like she's setting up this, and like that's actually foreshadowing other stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I think can I throw something in there that the Half-Blood Prince does not do well?
Yeah.
The Harry, Ginny, and Dean love triangle.
Oh yeah,
is just like not good at all, and in the book or in the movie, I don't get why they go out.
Yeah, that's another one too. Just like I felt like they focused more on the snogging aspect of the book.
Yeah,
in the movie they did.
Yeah,
like Ron and Lavender and Hermione triangle, rather than Harry and Ginny and Dean. They didn't do it very well.
Yeah,
and I think they focused a little too much on the stuff that didn't matter at all.
I think that's like one thing that like if we had all the books done, the movies would do a better job of like setting up Ron and Hermione a little better.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
Here's where I want to see it, and I'll leave with this since we got more stuff to talk about.
Sure.
But what I want to see in the future, and I know this is like going to be years away because they're doing other things with the wizarding world of Harry Potter, but I would love to see a remake of all the Harry Potter books into TV series. Then you have more time to include the fine details. And if you really have to put this scene in of Bellatrix burning down the burrow, by all means. But as long as you include the stuff that's actually important, you can do whatever you want.
I get your opinion. I understand your opinion. But Mitch, I still have to disagree and say that the fifth one's the worst movie.
Okay, the fifth one's the most boring.
It's very boring too, yeah.
Sixth one's the worst one with accuracy.
And I don't want to take up too much time, and like it's not something I want to come back next week and talk about. But I just want to real quickly say my opinion in like 10 seconds is that the fifth book is like the one where we spend like the most time in Harry's mind.
Yeah.
And they had no idea how to translate that onto the screen.
Yeah.
And the fifth book is the longest book in the series, and the fifth movie is the shortest movie in the film series.
Right.
And it just seems like they really didn't know how to adapt that. And it's the one that I think Harry is like the most unlikable.
I think most people will agree with that.
So, but anyways, that's all I want to say. I think you bring up some very strong points though about the sixth one. I still enjoyed the sixth one. It's I think and we kind of agreed on this before. I think the first two are the most accurately adapted from the books. I think the third one is not a good movie. I think the fourth one, again, we agree, is the best one. The fifth one, like we already said. Sixth one we already talked about. And then I think the final two are pretty good.
Yeah. They ended it really well.
Yeah.
But again, back to number 6, they did not set up well for the final two.
I agree. I can agree with that.
So
I can agree with that. But to be fair to I have to point this out. When I remember finishing the sixth one and going, how are we going to wrap this up in one more book? I remember thinking that too when that one ended.
I do have some problems with the 7th book that I can talk about on another Mitch's Minute.
For sure.
But yeah, six movie. When I watch a movie that is based on a book, especially a book that I like, if it is not like 90% or more accurate to the book, I get angry.
Okay.
So,
well, we had
something makes me mad.
We'll have to have that discussion at some point about like how to adapt a book to a movie. So
Right.
I think that can be an interesting discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to the next topic right now.
Let's do it.
All right. You ready, Mitch?
Yes, sir.
All righty. What do we got?
Cage match.
Nobody leaves until we work this out. Cage match.
You ready for a cage match?
I'm ready for a cage match. It's been a while.
Okay. This goes into the city of Gotham.
Okay.
And
I've never been, by the way. I've always wanted to go, though.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah. I'm a little scared of going, but, maybe it's someday I'll pull the
one
trigger.
One of our 10,000 episodes we should do live from Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty fun.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
We could like set up shop up on like one of those gargoyles.
I think we should just be in the alleyway where
where the Waynes died?
Where the Waynes died, yeah.
Yeah. Be dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm standing here where Martha Wayne lost her pearls.
There's a blood stain on the sidewalk.
She also died. I have found right here, Mitch, a pearl from said necklace.
Brucey. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
All right, so I have this kind of actually comes from something that we talked about in the trailers.
Okay.
In the trailer for our podcast. I'm going to give you 2 Robins.
Okay.
Fighting in a cage.
Okay. Yeah.
Tim Drake.
Okay.
And Jason Todd. We're going to leave Dick Grayson out of it.
Ooh, that's a good one. What kind of a fight is it?
It's a cage match. They're both Robin, by the way.
To the death?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I need to clarify some stuff.
Yeah.
Is Jason Todd, is this after he's died and come back to life, or is he still just a Robin?
He's still, I don't know. What happens with Tim Drake? I know Jason Todd's story pretty well.
Yeah, Tim Drake eventually goes on and becomes, he's the Robin when Bruce, so he's Robin, and then Bruce Wayne dies, and then he's the Robin for Dick Grayson when Dick Grayson becomes Batman.
Okay.
And then after that, I don't follow the DC universe too well after that, but then I believe after that, Batman comes back to life, and then Tim Drake goes on to be Red Robin. So he kind of was like, I'm going to be my own superhero now.
Starts up a restaurant chain. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it Red Robin, or am I actually getting that confused with the restaurant
Red
chain?
Robin. Yum. So let's make it fair, because I think Jason Todd would probably have the edge.
Yeah.
In a certain time frame. So we'll just make them both Robin.
Okay.
No one has come back from the dead yet.
Yeah, he is. He's Red Robin. That is his name.
Okay. Cool.
If that is the case, I think I am going to give it to Tim Drake.
Okay.
Because, and I could be wrong, but my general knowledge of Jason Todd is he was like a street rat, kind of living on the streets trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was living on the streets. He wasn't like unlike Dick Grayson, who was an acrobat and like had skills already established.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Todd kind of had to be taught pretty much all that stuff.
Right.
Whereas Tim Drake was trained in martial arts before he became Robin, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he had some martial arts experience before that, and yeah, I think he was generally speaking, he was a better Robin than Jason Todd was.
Uh-huh.
I think that's kind of the consensus in the fan base, is that Dick Grayson was the best and Tim Drake was the second best.
Right. Jason Todd was kind of the problematic Batman, right?
Yeah, well, people did not like Jason Todd when he was Robin, to the point where they did the way that they killed off Jason Todd was by having a phone line, and you could call the phone line to vote if you wanted him to die or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it turns out that there was like one guy who like called 1,000 times or whatever, and that's what like this one guy was the one who decided that Jason
Tip the
Todd,
scale.
which is I think that's hilarious.
That is funny. But they both
yeah.
have different histories.
They both have
It's
different
not-
histories. Yeah, they both.
Yeah.
And like, I think if we were dealing with Jason Todd like coming back as Red Hood, or like, and if it was Red Hood versus Red Robin, I would still go with the Red Hood. But I think if they are both just Robins, I think it's going to go to Tim Drake.
Right. Tim Drake wins.
That's where I am putting I can't go into like too much detail because I don't really remember all of this too much off the top of my head, but
Right.
yeah, I would go with Tim Drake.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's where we're gonna land on this one.
Yep. Tim Drake is the Robin champion
Tim Drake is the Robin champion
of the cage match.
at the cage match.
Put him in a different scenario, we might get a different outcome. But right now,
Right
cage
now,
match. Cage match
cage
it
match.
is. Yep.
It's question time, Mitch.
Question time. Question
Question
time.
time.
Question time.
Question time. So usually for these questions, we ask each other questions. I decided to ask you a question in advance,
Yes.
so you can do some research for it.
That is true.
So I got asked a question the other day from a friend. We were talking about Kelsier. He's on Fortnite, and we're just kind of generally just talking about Mistborn, Brandon Sanderson, and all that stuff. And we know that Brando Sando is currently working on a screenplay for Mistborn.
Right.
Mistborn has been auctioned off the rights have been auctioned off. So it's very possible at some point we will get a Mistborn movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you cast in the Mistborn movie?
Great question.
So we talked about this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to say a character, and then we're both going to give our fan cast for them.
Okay.
Okay? Would you like to pick which character we're going to cast first?
Let's go with the one that I didn't really care about.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaaaaand.
Aaaaaand.
Who do you have?
Eddie Redmayne.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good
Eddie
one.
Redmayne.
So I chose. I had to look a couple of people up because I didn't know their names.
Sure.
I chose George McKay, who is known for his role in 1917, which was a fascinating movie.
I have seen that one.
Yep, he's the main. He's the main dude.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Not Tommen, because Prince Tommen / King Tommen was the other guy from Game of Thrones.
Gotcha.
Not him, the other guy.
Okay.
So I thought he'd fit the role pretty good. I think it's a pretty forgiving role. Like just about anybody could play it.
Yeah, I think so. I think Eddie Redmayne, though, we've seen him with as Newt Green, Newt Salamander, and I think he could take a lot of what he used on Newt and bring that to Aaaaaand, at least in the first book.
Yeah.
Just kind of be like this dorky but likable guy. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking age range, so I was looking up people that were kind of in that.
That's fair. I do
age.
think that Eddie Redmayne, you can make him look pretty young.
Yeah, I think Eddie Redmayne looks very young for how old he probably is.
Exactly.
For sure.
But yeah, I think you bring a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just with that as well, I thought of like introverted type of person, like kind of quiet, but not like super quiet. And then also could be, because spoiler alert. Actually, I don't know if I'll do a spoiler alert here. Well, we don't
No,
need to do any spoilers.
no spoils. We don't need to
No
spoil
spoilers.
anything. No.
But let's just say, with like action scenes, I also think about like
Sure.
how capable are they of certain things. So,
Sure.
so that was kind of another thing there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will pick the next one now.
Okay.
And let's go with the main character herself, Vin.
Okay. So for Vin, I chose Daphne Keene,
Daphne
aka she's the girl in Logan.
Ah, I see.
And I know she was young in that movie. I think she's about, let's see, she's 16 now. So
That's
let's say
perfect.
the movie gets produced in a year or two.
That's
She
still
would
perfect,
fit that 17, 18 year, which I think that's how old Vin is.
Yeah.
She would hit that
15
age range.
She's 15 in Final Empire, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So
she would fit that age range. And she's got that like fierce kind of spunky attitude.
Sure. Yeah.
Like she'll freaking rip someone's throat out, but also she can be cute at the same time. That's kind of what I was going with there. Daphne Keene. I didn't know her name until I looked her up for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. My turn?
Yeah.
I originally had Daphne Keene.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that is pretty dang close to who Vin is.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone better. I mean, there's probably some good ones, but
so I was gonna say for my second choice, since you've said Daphne Keene, and just to be interesting, I'm gonna say Macy Williams.
that was my second choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arya
that
Stark,
was another one. That was a runner up for me.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I guess we're agreed on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go any further. Yeah, I think that's exactly. I think those two, either or, would be really good. But yeah, I'd give it to Daphne Keene if I was in charge of casting.
Yeah.
All right. You go ahead and pick the next character.
All right. Let's go with Sazed or Sazed, however you say his name.
I say Sazed.
Yeah. I said Sazed, but now I say Sazed.
Okay.
So, you're up.
I gotta look up the guy's name.
Okay. Sazed.
No, what's that guy's name? Okay. Yeah, the guy that I picked is Conleth Hill.
Conleth Hill.
And he played Varys in Game of Thrones, Lord Varys.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I definitely think of him when I read Sazed.
Right.
And like there, I run into a couple problems now because one, Varys like Sazed is a eunuch. So I wonder if like that's why my brain automatically went there.
Right.
But Sazed is very like soft-spoken, very introspective, deep in thought and stuff like that. And I think that actor portrayed all of those qualities as Varys in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And I think it'd be cool to see that, but just not as a bad guy, but as a good guy. With Sazed. Right.
Yeah, I can see that. He's kind of got that intelligence factor.
And
where he knows everything.
Yeah, and Sazed is kind of like an older guy, and they kind of say he's like not muscular. He's little, like the guy who played Lord Varys. So
yeah.
So that's yeah.
Cool. So I didn't really think of one beforehand, so I'm kind of winging this, but I'm going to give you like the type of person.
Sure.
And then I'll give you someone that I think would be okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'll just give you the person I think would be okay first.
Give the person.
So
yeah.
George Harris is his name. Did not know that until just now.
Okay.
But he is famous for playing Kingsley Shacklebolt on Harry Potter.
Okay.
And so I always pictured Sazed as maybe like a Middle Eastern, but I thought of Kingsley because he's always got like
No, I think that's a good choice. I do
He's
think that's
got
a
all
good
of his
choice.
he's always done up real well. He's got all of his bling. Um, looks cool. But yeah, I kind of pictured that. Um, and I was telling you before, I was thinking of those. I don't know. I know it's in Africa somewhere, but it's part of their culture where they have the rings around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sazed has like a stretched out neck like they do, but I can see him wearing like a bunch of. I mean, we know he wears a bunch of metal on his body,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was something that kind of came to mind as well.
Sure.
So that's kind of where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
my second string for Sazed
hmm
would be Tom Hanks.
That would be a good one too. Classic.
Yeah. I think Tom Hanks would be really good with the arc of Sazed.
hmm
So I think he could do that arc really well. Anyways,
Yeah.
who do we have next? Who do we have next?
I think we should go with the big one. I know there's
Big
a lot
one.
of side characters.
Sure.
We could do like the Lord Ruler, or we could do
Oh,
like
the Lord Ruler would
all
be
of
good.
like Breeze. Let's do the Lord Ruler, and
Yeah.
we can probably leave out the other part of the team for now, I
Yeah.
guess.
I will say for Ham,
Uh huh.
one of the side characters, Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black for Ham.
Jack Black for Ham.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. Yep.
I'd probably choose someone like what's his name? Dave Bautista for Ham. Just someone
Okay.
that's like UFC, like
Fair.
not UFC. What was he was like WWE wrestling, I think.
Oh yeah. No, but I agree. I think Jack Black would be a really good Breeze.
Yeah,
I think
I
Jack Black
always pictured Breeze as someone kind of short and pudgy.
Sure.
Jack Blackie,
Yeah.
very good sense of humor. It'd be a more serious role for him, so he
Yeah.
wouldn't really be able to unleash his Jack Black
Which is fine.
ness.
Yeah.
But it would be really good.
It'd be really
That's
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could. I think for Breeze specifically, he can like do that in like more suave ways, because especially with Breeze being the soother, like he does make jokes because he's like always soothing people and stuff like that. So
right.
I think Jack Black could do that very well.
Yeah, I think you pull it off.
Yeah. The Lord Ruler though.
hmm
Oh man, I didn't even think about the Lord Ruler.
I
Man.
kind of did,
Okay.
but not to the extent that I should have.
Okay.
But I would probably go with somebody like, what's his name? He's also in the Harry Potter movies, Lucius Malfoy.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs.
That's a good one.
I actually thought of him for Kelsier for a minute.
That's a good one too. That's a good Kelsier.
And I don't think that would be a bad idea.
No, that's a very good.
I think he could pull off both of those roles.
Yeah,
because he's an iconic villain in a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he could also be a good guy.
Yeah, but I think that's a good choice either or.
Yeah.
But for the Lord Ruler, man, yeah. I mean, without spoiling anything for the final end, and like, there's a lot you can spoil with the Lord Ruler.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to kind of try to play it safe. Man, I think it should be the guy who plays King Theoden.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Who is he? Who plays?
I picture the Lord Ruler as being a very like attractive person, because you get some of these villains that are just like ugly as sin, like the other guy from Lord of the Rings, the one that's like eating the turkey with his Boromir's dad.
Oh yeah,
Faramir's dad. That dude's just a rat, you know.
Bernard Hill is his name.
Bernard Hill.
That's why I think it's difficult to kind of cast the Lord Ruler, and it probably would be better to cast a younger person, but like the Lord Ruler, this isn't a spoiler. He's the Emperor, he's the bad guy. and he's reigned for 1,000 years in Mistborn.
Right.
So you kind of have to find a guy who is like old and young and old. So it's gonna be kind of hard to do that. And I think that's where a good casting director is gonna have to play that one more with like a.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, Orlando Bloom would be an interesting pick
for
anybody. He'd fit into the Mistborn. He'd be a good Lord Ruler. He'd be good Kelsier. Maybe one of the crew. Breeze. Clubs.
He could be a good Lord in the other ones.
Yeah, he might be. There was a Set. Mm-hmm. There's a couple other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the big one.
The big one.
Kelsier.
I actually have a few. So.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1.
All right. Yeah. Go for it.
So my number 3 is Tom Felton, aka Draco Malfoy.
Okay.
Because he just has like that mischievousness to him.
Okay.
And I kind of put Kelsier in the 35-ish age range, maybe in his 40s.
I kind of think his 40s because,
he's lived for a while.
Yeah, and they definitely say that like Vin and Kelsier have like a father-daughter kind of relationship. Right. And and they say in the Well of Ascension that Kelsier was old enough to be her father.
Right.
So, but yeah.
But I think he'd be an interesting pick. He's 34, so he'd be a little young, but
yeah, they could probably make it work.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Or do you want me to do my other ones?
Do your number 2, because I only have one person right now for Kelsier. Okay.
So my number 2 is Christian Bale.
Okay.
I just thought he'd be good.
Yeah,
he's good at everything.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Christian Bale in a movie.
Okay. All right. I agree. Christian Bale would be pretty good. Okay. My only person that I have is Nicolas Coster-Waldau.
Jamie.
Jamie Lannister.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
That's who, especially if they like, because he's kind of got like gray temples and he's got like grayer hair, but if they give him like the Jamie Lannister like gold hair again, right? Because I think that's, if I remember right, that's what Kelsier looks like. He's got like, Goldilocks hair.
Right.
So I think if he did that, I think he would be a great Kelsier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good choice. Jamie Lannister.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would fit in really well. He just fits that, like the physique and everything about it.
Yeah, the physique, yeah. And just, I think the way that he can present himself because like Jamie and Kelsier, like they overlap a little bit of like they can both have big personalities. They can both, they kind of can be a little cocky. I don't even say kind of, but they both are cocky. Kelsier is very cocky.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, Kelsier is also like a lot more, has a lot more ups and downs than Jamie does. Mm-hmm. I say that, but I mean, Jamie had his hand cut off. He definitely had his downs. But like, yeah, it'd be very interesting. His
sister.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see him play Kelsier, and then he's like very charismatic, very energetic, very a personality that just pulls people in, and then like the next scene we can see him like in the dark, just like grieving because his wife is dead, and like that hatred for nobles that Kelsier has. And anyways, I think that's my number 1 choice.
Cool. So I just realized my number 1 was also in Game of Thrones, but I forgot that he was only in for like 1 season. It is Ed Skrein. I don't know how to say his last name. I know him from Deadpool. He was Francis. and he was also Dario Naharis, the first person to play Dario Naharis in Game of Thrones, and then he was
Oh.
replaced by another guy. And he was also recently in Dunkirk, I believe.
Okay.
Or no, it wasn't Dunkirk. It was the other one, Midway.
Midway.
The other World War II movie that came out.
Yep.
And the reason why I chose him, kind of the same reasons that you chose Jamie Lannister. I don't remember his real name. He's got a weird name.
Yeah.
He's kind of got that cocky attitude, sense of humor, kind of witty, but also like smug.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, I always picture Kelsier as more of a lighthearted person, even though he's been through a ton of crap. He like, I think that's why he made it through everything he did, is because he's like more of an optimist. Yeah. He wants to see his plan go through, but I kind of thought he would be a good person for that role.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that's an interesting choice. Definitely not one that I thought of, but
Yeah.
I can dig it.
He doesn't have a lot of like.
He doesn't have a lot of like
roles.
lead, I was gonna say like a lot of lead man roles.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm having like kind of a hard time imagining it, but
I really liked him in Midway, and
Yeah.
he actually was the lead role in Midway.
Okay, I didn't see Midway. I've seen like all the other World War II movies, but Midway.
Yeah, Midway was good. It's kind of underrated in my opinion.
sure.
But and I also liked him in Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
Just I don't even know how to explain him in Deadpool, but I mean Ryan Reynolds made that movie what it is, so but yeah.
I'm gonna send you a picture though of Jamie Lannister. And I mean, you tell me that's not Kelsier though.
Yeah, when you told me that, I kind of agree with that more than any of my choices.
For sure. No, but like there's like I just saw this one picture of him. I just typed in like the guy's name and then I just put as Kelsier, and then this first picture shows up and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I do want to say one more thing about this.
Sure.
I like the idea of Jamie Lannister, but I feel like most people know him as Jamie Lannister. It's kind of like how when what's the dude that plays Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe. Anytime he's in another movie that's not Harry Potter, I mean, you just can't unsee him as Harry Potter.
For sure, yeah, that's definitely a thing that actors have to work on.
Right, and so I kind of went into, I usually go into most fan casts whenever I'm asked something like this as like, who would be a good person to fit that role and could like own it and make it theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Robert Downey Jr. He's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood is Frodo. I don't know. There's a lot of other ones too, but
if we can't get
Kit Harington is Jon Snow.
Yeah.
100%.
If we can't get Jamie Lannister to be
yeah, he's Kelsier, man.
Yeah, that's like that picture right there. I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty Kelsier. Then I say we get discount Jamie Lannister, and by that I mean Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah. Two-Face.
Yep.
Hey, do you know who else would be good in Mistborn? Is Bronn from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Jamie Lannister's homie. Actually, it's Tyrion's homie for a while, and then Jamie's homie.
Okay, super random. I don't think either of us thought of this. Cast Spook.
Spook?
Yep.
Ooh. I have no idea.
Because they would never cast this actor in such a small role, Tom Hiddleston. Or not Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland.
That's a good that's a good one.
He's way too big. Yeah, he's way too big of an actor to play such a small role.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's good. Without spoiling anything, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. He is it's a small role.
It's a small role up until like the final book, the third book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's like, hey, Tom, Yeah, we only need you for like 3 weekends for like the first movie. We need you for like 6 weekends on the second one, and then in the third one, we're really gonna need you.
Right.
Like, I'm Spider-Man.
You're basically going to cameo the first 2 movies,
Yeah,
and then you can.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm Nathan Drake. I'm kind of a little too busy to just show up for like such a small part. Look, Tommy. Trust
Right.
me, this is gonna be great.
The problem I'm having right now is I don't want to cast someone that's like in everything,
For sure.
and so I want to cast someone that doesn't have like a big role, because there's
Yeah.
so many good actors out there that could
Yeah.
take on these roles, but they're just not in the
Yeah.
mainstream of everything, and so it's hard. I don't know names. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I think my problem right now is I cast way too many Game of Thrones actors.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, you guys were really good in Game of Thrones. How would you like to be in another epic
Right.
fantasy series? But, oh, man, yeah, it's really hard for me not to look at Jaime Lannister and not go, yeah, that's Kelsier.
Right.
The more I look at it, and the more I'm just like, yeah, that's him. Like, so.
He looks like all the renditions of Kelsier.
Yeah.
Any fan art that
Yeah.
looks like that, like kind of a pointy nose and like thin set, but
Yeah.
also athletic.
Yeah, athletic build. He's got like that good head of hair.
Yeah. I never really pictured him as like blonde, but it probably just straight up says he's blonde in the book, and I just
somewhere. I mean, like every fan art I see of him has blonde hair.
Yeah, I just never really thought of. I never really thought of that aspect. Like, what color is his hair? So I'm just kind of picking and choosing people of like that same body type, that build.
Kelsier is described to be a middle-aged man with hawkish features and light blonde hair.
Kind of like Wit.
Yeah, his most prominent
Wit is supposed to be hawkish as well.
Yeah, his most prominent trademark is the multitude of long scars running down his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, that'd be really cool to see that.
That would be cool.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the fan cast for Mistborn.
Mistborn Fancast.
Yeah, that was cool. All right, let's go on to the rest of our questions.
Yeah, fan questions.
We got some fan questions.
Yippee!
Yippee! Yeah, we should put that in there from Phantom. We got some fan questions. Yippee!
All right, you want me to read one of them?
Yeah. This first one is Katie asked. If you want to read that one.
Katie. All right.
Thank you for the question, Katie.
So it says, with all these Marvel characters getting their own shows, do you think it's actually necessary and adds to the character's story, parentheses, and the universe? Or is this just Marvel trying to make more money? That's a great question.
That's a good question, Katie. That's a good question. What do you think, Mitch?
I think it could be both, but
sure.
From what we've seen so far, I think it has added. For me, it's added to the character's story, to each character that's had their own show. And I also think that the Marvel universe has grown so much since Iron Man that they need to do stuff like this because they've introduced so many characters that when you have like an Avengers movie, these side characters don't get that much time.
Right.
And so you need to build into them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Somehow. And I think they're doing a good job with it.
Yeah. They
want more money.
Yeah. I kind of have like two different like thoughts on this, and like the first one is it's too soon to tell. Because we haven't had a movie yet where the events of the show should directly correlate, relate, or affect the movie. So it's too early to tell if this is going to matter in the long run or not. But having said that, I think it's safe to say that these shows do matter. They do count. And I think WandaVision is, and Captain America and Falcon the Winter Soldier are both pretty evident of that. because we really didn't know Wanda or Vision before this, and
Yeah, hardly at all.
yeah, and we really got to know both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, like one of the big things is Vision saying "I'm scared." I think that's like an underappreciated line of just like, holy cow, like Vision is an android and yet he is afraid right now. Like,
Right.
that's a pretty big thing. I mean, we got to dive into Wanda's past, get to know Wanda a whole lot better. I think we really know what her motives are for her appearance in Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even with Loki, even though we're only one episode into Loki, I think we're getting some good character development for Loki already in one episode.
Right.
So, yeah, I think these are important. I think these are, necessary. I think to an extent, I don't know, I mean, you can say, are any of these necessary? I mean, I know people now who the only Marvel movies they've watched are the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't watched any of the other. They watched Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Avengers 3, and Avengers 4, and that's what they called them. But yeah, I would say if you are a Marvel fan, if you are trying to keep up with Marvel, that these are indeed necessary.
Yes. All right, what's the next question?
Yeah, the next question is brought to us by Chad. Chad actually asked us a few different questions, but I thought this one was kind of the most interesting that we could talk about, which was... where would you like the Mandalorian storyline to go? That
I'm gonna
was
let you answer this one.
by Chad. Yeah, I think I kind of already answered this question.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks ago. But they already said that we're getting Mandalorian, we're getting Book of Boba Fett, we're getting an Ahsoka series, we're getting Rangers of the Republic, and all of that is building to a story, like an overarching story.
And it might be, I think Thrawn is the main antagonist, right?
They haven't said anything about
perhaps.
that, but yeah, it's definitely seems to hint at Thrawn is going to be a major or the major enemy of that.
Right.
So where do I think it's going to go, or where do I want it to go? Yeah, I think kind of what I was saying earlier is Ahsoka in the Ahsoka series is going to look for Ezra. They're going to find Ezra. I'm not sure like how all these different pieces are going to play, but I do think we are going to get a canon version of the legend story, Heir to the Empire, where Thrawn kind of takes over the remnants of the Empire and kind of attacks the Republic, and there is a Luke Skywalker clone. Like I said, I think we were talking about that during episode 1 or episode 2 of Bad Batch, where I think they are setting up that cloning Force sensitives is going to be a thing, and we know that's going to be a thing because we've got Baby Yoda. They took Baby Yoda blood, and like it's like maybe that's implied that the Baby Yoda blood or the Grogu blood is used to make Snoke, but like maybe also they're using it to make this clone of Luke.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's kind of going to go into this. All of these avenues are going to lead to Thrawn, and Thrawn is going to maybe Thrawn meets the Emperor, that he's still alive, and that leads to him kind of forming the Empire or the First Order,
Right.
and we get like a canon version, like I said, of Heir to the Empire.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I'll say about this is I hope that the Mandalorian story just stays original. I like what they've done with the Mandalorian character. I like the cameos that they've brought in, the big ones. And I'm glad that they haven't really been, like they haven't taken over the show.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian's always been the main character, and you got his posse, his buddies that help him out with jobs. And I like how original it is. And it's got its own. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done a good job of like giving it a feel of its own compared to all the other Star Wars stuff. It feels Star Wars, still feels like a Star Wars show, but it's also like got its own vibe,
Yeah.
which I call like a Western. So
Yeah.
keep that up. That's what I hope. Hope it doesn't go off in a weird direction.
I get you.
That's a broad answer, but
Yeah.
that's my answer.
And our final question that we're gonna do comes from Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Nintendo Switch Pro a real thing?
Well, I'm a Nintendo Switch Pro.
You're a Nintendo Switch Pro?
Yeah.
Wow. What's that like?
I'm just super good.
You're just super good? Okay.
Yeah, just Animal Crossing though.
Just a pro.
Yeah, I can catch fish. Paid off all my debt, so
Yeah.
I'm a pro.
You're a pro.
Yep.
What
do you think?
That's a good question, Rachel. Okay, I think we have to look at it at like two different kind of things. Is there another Switch coming down the pipeline, and is there an upgraded Switch coming down the pipeline? Because we've had the Nintendo Pro Switch rumors for a while, and for a couple of years now, and like there was like these rumors, like, oh yeah, Nintendo's making a new Switch. Oh yeah, this new Switch is going to be like super powerful. It's going to do like all of this crazy stuff. And like, while we didn't get that, we did get a new Switch. We got the Switch Lite.
Right.
So do I think there is a new Switch coming down the pipeline? I absolutely think that with the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 out, I think it is time for them to make a new model of the Switch.
Yeah.
And I saw an article that I liked that was like, it's going to be like the Super Nintendo Switch, or the Super Switch, like the Super Nintendo Switch, which I think is like a cool name for, going back to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like a throwback.
Throwback, nice little throwback for that. I think that'd be cool. I do think that, we're going to get like a quote unquote Pro. I don't think they're going to call it the Pro, but yeah, I mean, like Nintendo, looking back at them, like we said, the Nintendo, there's the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy Advance, Wii U. Whenever they like sequelize their consoles, they don't ever go like 2 or anything like that.
They've got names.
Yeah, they got names, even if it's just a letter, Wii U. But yeah, I think we are going to get something. I don't know if it's going to be up to the specs that the rumors are out, that it's going to be doing like 4K and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool if I think it'd be really cool if a new Switch came out and it had an LED screen, and it was just a 1080p screen, and we just got like a fixed 1080p 60, both docked and on the go. I think if we got that, I think that would be really cool, but I don't think it would be as flashy and wouldn't sell as well. So I think you might see it can do 1080p 60 one docked, and it can also do 4K at a variable refresh rate. And then and then when it's on the go, it can do 1080p 60. But yeah, I think we are going to get it. I think that is a thing. And I think if we're going to hear about it, I would say we would hear about it by E3, but it is Nintendo, and Nintendo does their own thing. So, but if anything, we'll know by November, because that's when it would come out.
Nintendo, like we talked about last week, Nintendo doesn't really. I mean, they're kind of in a league of their own.
Yeah, they do their own thing.
You can talk about how Xbox and PlayStation are their competitors, but in reality, they're always going to be a step ahead because that's their main focus, and they've got like their own universe that they've like Super Mario and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, like, even though they're not the biggest player at the video game market, what they do, the other two definitely emulate in different ways.
Yeah, and Xbox and PS5, like PlayStation, they're competing against each other, and Nintendo's just kind of chilling. So I don't know if there's like a rush for them to make a new Nintendo Switch update because it's not necessarily competing with Xbox or PlayStation. It's more like competing with the older version of the Switch.
Right. You're partial. I think you're partially right with that. But I do think there needs to be an incentive now to pick up a Switch.
Yeah.
Because a Switch is still $300.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So for $300 you can get the Switch, which is its own thing, and it's probably not going to get the games that everybody wants. And for only $500, if you can find one, you can get a PS5 or an Xbox. So
Right.
there needs to be an incentive to, if you haven't, and like the thing is too, if you haven't gotten a Switch already, you're probably not getting a Switch at this point.
Right.
But maybe if they do make something new, or it's like, no, it is 4K, it is going to get Grand Theft Auto, it is going to get Call of Duty, it is going to, and it's backwards compatible, so you can still play Breath of the Wild, you can still play Super Mario Party and stuff like that. Then I think there is going to be something. The only problem is just when it's going to get announced. E3 maybe, but even for the Switch, they didn't announce it at E3.
That's probably why those rumors have resurfaced about the new updated Switch, because that's coming up.
Yeah, E3 is coming up, so we might hear something then. I don't know. I mean, if it was anybody else, I would say we would hear by E3. But it's Nintendo, and Nintendo didn't do it the last time. They just straight up didn't do it. They waited until January to officially announce the Switch was a thing, and then they released it in March. Like, historically, consoles always release for the holiday. They come out in November, so that way you have all of November, all of December to get it for the holidays.
Right.
And they were like, nah, January, after you just bought your Christmas present, here's a new thing to get. And then they released it in March. So, yeah, Nintendo is just so weird because they do their own thing. But, yeah, to make this complicated question that didn't need to be complicated, simple, I think yes, we are going to get a Switch Pro. Yes, I think it's coming out this year. No, I don't really know what the specs are going to be. I will be pleasantly surprised. I'll be surprised with whatever it ends up being.
Right.
But the one thing I think we can safely assume is going to be backwards compatible. I don't think it's going to be like a new gen.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox One and the Xbox One X. It's still going to be a Switch. So, yeah, thanks for the question, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
And we got some movie news real quick.
We do.
I don't know if you heard about this. There is currently talks for a Wedding Crasher sequel.
Right.
And
I just saw a brief thing about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you care?
Not really. I'm not a big sequel fan, especially when they come out like 40 years after the original.
Yeah, that's the big thing is I don't like when they make the sequel like 80 years later.
Yeah. Like Dumb and Dumber. Why? Why'd you have to do that?
Dumb and Dumber, Zoolander.
Yeah, Zoolander. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I never saw this sequel.
I mean, they did the same thing with Anchorman, but I thought Anchorman 2 was pretty funny.
Anchorman 2 was pretty funny because that's just a stupid, like the Anchorman 1 was so stupid that it was funny.
Yeah.
Like if they did a Hot Rod sequel, yeah, I would go see that.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
Because it's so stupid.
Yeah, it is very stupid.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah, I don't really, it's just, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know who's really excited about this. What is there to tell? You waited so long that to see these guys crash another wedding is going to be like really sad because they're going to be like in their late 50s.
Yeah. Why are you still crashing weddings?
Yeah. So I don't really know what to really expect by that.
Right.
But yeah, that's a thing. Another one that was announced, and I don't even know if you've heard of this movie. I'm sure you have, but
I've heard of Master. Yeah.
Yeah. Master and Commander is getting a prequel. That is a movie that came out in like 2003.
Right.
With what's his name?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
I think I went and saw it when I was young, and I fell asleep.
I saw it too in theaters. I remember enjoying it even as a kid, but I have not gone back and seen that movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just another one of these things where it's like, Hollywood, why are you doing this like 2 decades later?
Who's coming up with these ideas of,
Yeah,
hey, this needs a sequel now?
yeah, or this needs a prequel. Like,
Yeah, a prequel. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. Instead of doing that, go make the Mistborn movie.
Yeah, make some new original content
Or just adapt
or
the stuff that I
just new
like.
stuff. Yeah. Stop doing remakes, stop doing reboots, stop doing sequels that don't need to be done. There are some things that do need sequels,
Yeah, that's true.
and we can go into that later, but this is not necessarily one of them. Neither of those.
Either of those. All right. That's our movie news.
Movie news.
Movie news. All right, Mitch. Loki came out today.
Loki. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Generally speaking, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked to see Tom Hiddleston. It was good to see Tom Hiddleston back. Some fun stuff that already is expanding the universe. It's already making me ask questions about Spider-Man: No Way Home and
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, there's a lot going
Yeah.
on. But yeah, it's cool to see that they are directly talking about the multiverse.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I very much enjoyed seeing Loki get up to his no good ways, being mischievous as always.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mitch? What did you think?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job because it started from the mishap in Endgame, but it started from the battle in New York, 2012, I think.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we started off in.
So he's still like he hasn't. We're looking at the Loki that
has made no
left,
character progression. Yeah.
Right. Hasn't
Yeah.
gone through anything that we've seen him in.
Yeah. Yep. Thor: The Dark World did not happen, so he
Or Ragnarok.
or Ragnarok, yeah, or any of that has happened. So was
Right.
interesting when Owen Wilson shows him his mother's death that's going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he goes in and watches the rest of the clips, and
Yeah, he watches.
eventually sees his own death.
Yeah, he watches his whole timeline. Well, not his whole timeline, but he watches his timeline
From the what do they call it, the holy timeline or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
holy timeline. Yeah. So yeah, we are introduced to the timekeepers.
The TVA.
The TVA, yeah. And
Owen Wilson I'm excited to see him in the rest of this show.
Yeah, they capture Loki pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They bring him back to the TVA. They kind of explain everything to both Loki and us, the viewer, of what's going on.
Right.
I think my favorite part was they bring Loki in and they're like, take a number, and he's like, it's just me and that guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, take a number, and then the other guy is like, where's your number? And he's like, I didn't take a number, and then they just disintegrate. And then you see Loki just frantically searching for his number that he put in his pocket.
Yeah. I liked the part where they first capture him and they like punch him in the face.
Oh yeah, they
like
slow
puts
it
him
down.
down to like 1/16th speed or something.
Yeah, but he's feeling it all.
Yeah, but you're feeling it all in real time. His cheeks are just like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's great.
I really also like, as far as the TVA, they did a really good job, I thought, of giving us like a basic knowledge of what it is.
Yeah.
You're not really confused from the start, which I think is good, especially when you're dealing with like time travel and time anything. You know that there's these three beings that are kind of in charge. You don't know if they even exist yet, but you know that they've been talked about. Maybe they're gods, but I kind of view them as like, I I don't know what Celestials is out there. The
No,
Star Lord's dad.
No, they're just like their own thing, I think.
But like Star Lord's dad, Ego.
Yeah, Ego is a Celestial.
I kind of picture them in the same league as Ego.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
like kind
sure.
of exalted beings to some degree.
Sure.
I don't know if we'll see them in this show. I'm hoping we do, but yeah. But we get a basic understanding of what the TVA is, and I liked that.
Yeah.
And he was like, "If you guys are so big, and like, why haven't I stumbled upon you yet? It's because you never had to, you never needed to.
Yeah,
You've never slipped away from your timeline."
Yeah, so that's what's going on with Loki, is he gets off the course, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you should. I think the best part too is like, you should rest the Avengers.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, because the Avengers did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
So like they kind of addressed, because like that was obviously like my first question was like, well, if time traveling is illegal, then why did the Avengers not get busted or whatever? And
Right.
it's like, oh no, because this is supposed to happen. So
Right. And then it makes you wonder who's in charge and allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe someone was just like a fan of the Avengers and let it pass, you know? We'll let this one pass because they're the Avengers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go from there.
And technically, in Endgame, we hope that they covered their tracks. That was kind of the understanding.
I think. Well, yeah, I think.
America
I think it's implied that they covered their tracks.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Loki was the anomaly. But we find out at the end that the other guy that's terrorizing the TVA is himself.
Is another Loki, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's really cool that Loki is. And I think it's just very fitting that Loki is both the hero and the villain in the Loki show.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it should be.
And it's funny too because they did like a quick character arc with him in this first episode.
Yeah, they for sure did.
With the main Loki, they kind of made him go from cocky, I want to rule the world, to sad, my mom died, I want to be a better person.
Yeah. Well, it's like not only my mom died, but like I
died.
I was instrumental in the death of my mother.
Yeah.
I saw my father die, and like my father like called me his son still. And yeah, then I see myself die.
Right.
So
yeah, well done on the first episode. I know there was some backlash. I read some reviews about this, that they relied too much on past footage from other
I mean, like, of
stuff.
course, how are they going to start off the show without using
I thought they used it really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was one thing. It'd be one thing if they just like replayed the movies. Like, I know they did at the very beginning, but that was just to establish where we are.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you
got
gotta
a quick scene.
You gotta like establish like, oh yeah, hey, like the last time we saw Loki was here, in case you didn't rewatch.
Right.
In case you didn't rewatch Avengers Endgame right before watching this show.
But then kind of going through when he was flipping through his life in the main timeline of what happened to him, it was really interesting watching him watch that. Because that's what the whole point of that scene was, to watch him watch all the things that he's done in his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they're replaying some things from past movies, it's a whole different perspective. So I thought they did a really good job with that.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
How would you
give this
I was gonna say, how would you rate the first episode of the Loki show?
I would give it a 9 because
9 out of 10.
Yeah, because it left me with questions, like good questions, and introduced new characters and a completely new organization that is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And there's not really any flaws, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree a lot with what you said. I'm trying to decide. I am trying to decide if I want to give it an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
I am going to give it a 9 out of 10.
9.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
9, 9.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely excited to see where all of this goes. I don't know how many episodes there are,
Right.
but I am super excited for just all of it. So
Yeah, it'll be fun.
it'll be a lot of fun.
The God of Mischief.
The God of Mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we want to cover the rest of this Marvel stuff real quick, or
We'll talk about this next time.
all right?
Just to tease you guys for next time, we've got another supposed leak of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk all about that. I guess we could just say real quick, Elizabeth Olsen has said there's not going to be a WandaVision season 2.
Right.
To which I say, duh.
Duh, duh, duh.
Like that, like, yeah, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, we got some big news. I don't want to tease this big news just yet. But we got some other stuff to talk about. So
Big news.
oh, do we want to talk about that?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you know more about it than I do. I read up on it a little bit, but
Elon Musk,
our boy.
The other day, the hacker organization known as Anonymous
Uh-huh.
has targeted Elon Musk.
And is this the same question? Is this the same as like QAnon, or is this like different?
I think they're different. I'm not
They're
even
patterned
sure.
after like V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
That dude, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
They've done a couple of stuff where they've gone out and challenged some people. Very much like I mean, I don't want to say a supervillain, but they are pretty much, like a supervillain.
Right. Unless Elon Musk is the real villain.
Well, is this going to be the thing that pushes Elon Musk to be the Iron Man we all know he's meant to be?
Right.
What do you think, Mitch?
I mean, it took Tony Stark getting locked up in a cave with a artificial heart and shrapnel, in his chest to finally become Iron Man. He could have done it years before.
Yeah.
He had the technology. I mean, look how fast he whipped up a prototype and then a really nice hot rod red suit.
Yeah.
And was able to fly across the world.
Yeah.
So maybe this is what it takes for Elon Musk to become Iron Man.
Basically, what we're saying, folks, is get ready. We think this is about to go down. We're about
It's
to get...
happening.
It's happening. We're getting our Iron Man.
Oh, my gosh. In another news, Jeff Bezos is going to space.
Jeff Bezos is going to space. That's where he's going to start his... Maybe that's Jeff Bezos goes to space and he gets hit with cosmic rays. And then he becomes like...
Reed Richards, bruh.
I was going to say Dr. Doom.
Oh.
I've been very clear on record that Jeff Bezos is going to be the villain.
He could be the Thing as well.
He could be the Thing.
He is bald.
Yeah.
Baldy.
And then, I think it's already common knowledge that Mark Zuckerberg's the villain too.
I could see Mark Zuckerberg as Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Anyways.
Or Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's definitely Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
Anyways, yeah, Elon Musk, we're ready, man.
We're ready. We're cheering you on right now. Don't let us down. If you want to join us on the podcast, hit us up at the Moderately Interesting Podcast.
I think we should dedicate our Twitter to just asking Elon Musk to be on the podcast every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's it. We're doing it.
I mean, we're not very good at Twitter. We're pretty good at
We're not good at Twitter.
Ones.
No.
Yeah.
We don't tweet that well. Anyways, I think that's it. This has been today's episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast.
The Moderately Interesting Podcast.
Share with your friends, like it, subscribe.
We got a book club coming out soon. We might have to delay that by another week. Yeah, I haven't. I'm about a third of the way through that graphic novel.
I've just been busy with homework and stuff.
Yeah.
So we might have to delay that a little bit. But you guys, please share, subscribe, like, and if you haven't already left a review, it would mean the world to us if you do that.
The absolute world.
The absolute world. Just comment Elon Musk and we will love it.
Yep.
Mitch, anything else we need to say before we sign off to these people?
Nope. That's about it. That's about all.
That's about all. That's all we got. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Until then, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Mitch.
This has been the Moderately Interesting Podcast. Make sure to tip your lifeguards. Bye-bye.
Tip them good.
Tip them. Tip them good.